What's up, Mixer fans? It's Wednesday. So we have a treat today in the Amy Learns to Cook kitchen. We have the largest tilt head by Quarts that I have ever used, and we're going to do a test and review on it today. So this is the KICHOT Stand Mixer. It is a tilt head, and you're going to be very surprised to learn how big this mixer is. Tilt head mixer, right? This mixer is 8.5 quarts on a tilt head. I have never used a tilt head in the Amy Learns to Cook kitchen that this was this large. This is 8.5 quarts and 800 watts. So let's give this mixer the old Amy Learns to Cook workover, right? We're going to do our standard test and review, and we're going to see what this mixer can do. So join me. Let's do a test and review of the KICHOT Stand Mixer. Yeah, 8.5 quarts in a tilt head. Can you believe it? I just want to take this opportunity to thank KICHOT for sending this mixer and allowing us to try it out. I'm really excited because I actually have not used a tilt head that was this large before. I have an 8 quart, I have a 7 quart. You know, I've used like a commercial mixer in a commercial setting that was huge, that was planetary, but in terms of a tilt head, this is one of the largest ones out there, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. So there'll be links down in the description to this mixer. I chose the white one just because I wanted something neutral, but I think it comes in another color. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out. So we're going to test this mixer on all the classic Amy Learns to Cook categories, right? We're going to be looking at the overall look and feel. That's the fit, the finish, the features, how I kind of feel like it feels to the from a cook's perspective. We're also going to be looking at the whisk. We're going to be doing some whipped cream. We're going to be looking at the paddle. We're going to be doing cookies. And since this is such a big mixer, we're going to be doing a double batch of Snickerdoodles. And we're also going to be using the dough hook. So we're going to be doing a 4-pound bread recipe that makes 2 big 2-pound loaves of bread. So we're going to be doing that on this mixer. So, awesome. So let's get to the look and feel. So our very first category is the overall look and feel. And this is how kind of I feel like the fit, the finish, how I, am experiencing this mixer. So in terms of its features, like I said, it's 8.5 quarts. And I'm going to tell you, this bowl is massive. This is a huge bowl. It does have a handle, which is great. So the bowl fits in here like this. It is an all-metal mixer, so that's fabulous. This is a popularly priced mixer. So for it being this big and being in the low $200 price range, you know, that's sort of what sparked my interest. So we do have a metal paddle. So we also have a metal whisk, and this part is metal. Sometimes on the popularly priced mixers, this can be plastic, but this is metal. We also have our spiral dough hook, and we have a splash guard that you fit right onto here, and you can then feed your ingredients in here if that's what you like to do to avoid it going poof, right? The mixer comes with an egg separator and a spatula for scraping. So it does have a spring on the post, which I really like. And it does have a pulse feature that I really like. Not all of them have that pulse feature. I think it's a really great feature. It's a 6-speed mixer. out so you don't get the flour going into the motor. You have it coming out the side here. And it's pretty solid. It doesn't look like it's going to jump around. It's slightly loud, but not like overly loud compared to most mixers that I've tried. It's real sturdy with those suction cups, so keep it down onto your counter. I give this mixer a lot of props because in the low $200 price range, for it to be an 8.5 quart mixer that is metal housing, I'm impressed with that. It does tilt from the center of the mixer's neck, if you would, as opposed to up here, so I think that might give it a little bit more stability. I think this is a groovy mixer. I'm really impressed about the size of the bowl. In terms of the overall look and feel, you know, I give it an A. Okay, cooks, let's go. So we have the bowl and the whisk chilled. We're going to whip some cream, very first thing. So we're going to go ahead and put this on here. This is a pint. This was a quart, but I used part of it. So there's 2 cups left in here. And this is, I'm not doing double on this, so we'll see how this works if it can reach it. Because usually big mixers can't reach low down there, so we'll see how it does. I guess it can do that little amount. So I'm putting some powdered sugar in here to sweeten it up and some vanilla to give it some flavor. Okay, so let's see what we have. It did a good job. I was surprised because I thought it wouldn't be able to do this little bit of amount. But we got nice fluffy whipped cream there. Check that out. It did a great job. Did it quickly. And for a big bowl, you could do a lot of whipped cream. So if you're hosting a party and you're going to have strawberry shortcakes or something like that, you can put a lot in this because this is a huge bowl. So I give it an A. Okay, so it's now time for some cookies. So we're putting on the paddle. So since this is such a big mixer, I'm doing a double batch of my homemade Snickerdoodle cookies. Here is the recipe. You can go on the website and print it off. We're doing a double batch of that. So we have 4 sticks of butter. Softened butter. I have 3 cups of sugar. Seems like a lot when I was measuring it out. I was like, wow. But I'm making a lot of cookies here. And we want to cream this for a few minutes until it's nice and fluffy. Get a quick scrape down, not just down on the side. Scraping, most mixers you're going to have to scrape. One issue is if you have excessive scraping, like it can't combine it. But this looks like it's doing a pretty good job. Looks like it's nice and fluffy. So we're going to put in 4 eggs. soda, baking powder. This bowl on this thing is huge. Nice. That's a lot of dough in there. Wow. You're going to have a lot of snickerdoodles there. I didn't put the cream of tartar in. Eric, I don't know if Eric likes that flavor. I like it, but he doesn't necessarily like it. And I can't eat all these cookies by myself. So have to make sure everyone in the fam likes it, right, Boo?
Sure.
Woo! That's a lot of dough right there. That's a lot of dough. Woo! Just make sure you have some muscles going on when you're doing a double batch because it's kind of heavy. So my thoughts. It worked pretty good. It didn't seem to struggle at all, and we have a lot of dough in here. This is quite a bit of cookie dough up in here. It did a great job. Didn't really struggle at all with all this. I even think I can make a triple batch in here.
Probably.
And it could handle it. I did have to scrape 2 or 3 times, but that's no big deal when you have a big mixer like this, you know. That's pretty typical. So I think it did a good job.
It basically incorporated everything, right?
It incorporated everything. Aside from the couple of scrapes down, it did a good job. I'm going to give it an A-. So it's time for the big dogs, right? We got bread dough. So we're going to put the dough hook on here. I'm using my homemade white sandwich bread recipe. I'll put a link down in the description. You can print this off on my website. This is great because I have it in baker's percentages and it's done in grams. So you can scale this recipe up. This makes 4 pounds of dough. So you're either making 4 1-pound loaves or 2 big 2-pound loaves. So let's get some water in here. We got some Saf, Insta yeast. We got some sugar to make that yeast kind of happy. Make it happy like. Throw up on a 1. I'm going to throw my salt in the flour. In the flour. Just to keep it away from that yeast for a minute. We got some butter. Butter softens the bread and flavors it, of course. If you want a crusty bread, you want to leave the fat out of it. So you want to leave any butter or oils out of it. So, time to rock and roll. We got everything in there, got the salt. Ready to go. Let's see what you got, KICHOT. Currently on a 1. Usually you want to stay about a 2. You don't want to go too much over a 2 because you can ruin your mixer. So this is a lot of flour. This is 1,066 grams of bread flour. No, it's on my hand. So let's give it a 2. The toughest thing that you're going to throw out your stand mixer. So if you get a stand mixer that's fairly decent at making bread, the home cook is not making bread every single day, every hour, like you would in a restaurant. So, you know, it's not quite the same as needing a commercial machine, but you also need a machine that's robust enough that get the job done, that doesn't leave you with a bad bread making experience as well. So we're starting to come together here into a dough ball. My dough is a little bit on the sticky side. It seems like I always say that when I'm making dough. It's a little tiny sticky. Yeah. We'll see what happens. As the dough starts to develop and it starts taking up that liquid, it might get a better look to it, like in terms of hydration. So I don't want to dump a bunch of flour in at this point. So I'm going to let this go for like 6 minutes or 9 minutes, and we'll see how it goes. I might have to add a little bit of flour. So we'll be back. So the mixer's been going a few minutes. It's not warm at all. It's handling it very well. Seems like it's doing a decent job. I'm going to let it go for maybe 6-8 minutes. Like I said, maybe 10. It's starting to smell like yeast in here, so we're getting some bread dough developing. And then we'll put it out on the board and see what we got. So the dough is off the mixer, and we had it running for quite some time. And it didn't get hot. It seems like it has a lot of power. It can handle this. We did 2 2-pound loaves in here, and I honestly think I could do another one in there. I think it could handle it, so it could do like 6 pounds of dough, no problem. I don't see that there would be any problem with that. Woo! I didn't make this dough like super stiff. I wanted to be a little bit more hydrated than that. So here's our dough. Very nice dough, kind of buttery. I actually doubled the butter than what I normally do because I wanted it to be a little more buttery, and that's going to make the dough feel a little more heavier to me. The butter makes the dough feel more heavier, and I can't, not as light and fluffy when you put butter in it, particularly a lot of butter, but look at that, nice looking dough. So my thought, I think this mixer in terms of the dough is a solid B. I think one of the big issues with a lot of these dough hooks is there's like this little dance that needs to happen between the bowl and the dough hook. And the dough hook has to be big enough that when it swoops that dough around, it brings the dough between the dough hook and the wall of the bowl. To me, that's when it needs most efficiently, is when that dough hook, when you have a size of a dough ball that's big enough that it goes between this dough hook and the edge of the bowl. With this amount of dough, there was still quite a bit of space between the wall of the bowl and the dough hook. So that means this mixer needs quite a bit of dough to get it going. So to me, this is not a one loaf dough ball mixer. It's an 8.5 quart mixer. You need a lot of dough to really get this mixer to shine. So if you're looking for something that's just going to make a single loaf of bread or a single batch, you know, this is a large mixer, and this might not be the most efficient mixer for those. But if you want to make several loaves of bread, if you want to make bread like this, divide it up, put some in the freezer, and then bring it out so you have bread, fresh bread all week long, this mixer will do it. You just have to drive it with enough dough, because between the dough hook and the wall, you kind of want that dough to go in between there. You get the most efficient knead on it. My dough is pretty sticky. When it comes around there, you want that dough to go between this edge of the dough hook and the wall, because then you get the best knead, to me. And so you need a lot of dough to make that happen in this mixer. But it has the power to do that. It didn't struggle at all with this, and I almost think that I could put a double batch of this in there and it could handle it. It would probably do a great job because there's a lot of dough in there to that it can use to knead, because this machine is ingredient hungry, right? So if you're just trying to cook for a single person and you don't really want a huge mixer, this might not be the right option for you, because this is a large till head. It's powerful. It's 800 watts, and it's got a huge bowl, and you need quite a bit of ingredients to get this baby going.
You need a family.
Yeah, you need a family. It did well on 2 cups of cream, so it can do that. But bread dough, you need to give it some ingredients. So I wouldn't go a single batch. This baby wants to make some bread. So just keep that in mind. It's got a lot of power, and I give that to that. It gets a solid B on bread making. So I just want to take this opportunity and thank KICHOT for sending me this mixer. This, like I said, is a beast of a mixer. It handled everything that we threw at it well. And I'm just pretty shocked at the size and the price. It did a great job. So if you'd like to take a look at this mixer, I'll put links down in the description. Once again, thank you, KICHOT, for sending this. We had a great time trying this baby out. If you like this video and you want to join our journey to become better cooks and explore all that these stand mixers have to offer, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell so you get notified of our uploads. Also, you can get all my recipes out on my website, including this bread and the Snickerdoodles, amylearnstocook.com, and come join me in my Facebook group. We talk about mixers all day long. Facebook.com/groups/Amy Learns to Cook. You can catch me out on social media at Pinterest and Twitter at Amy Learns to Cook, and on Instagram I'm at Cooking with Amy. So I'm going to divide this dough up, and we're going to have fresh baked bread all week long.